back to Tiki Taka Talk. Today, we have the Champions League Round of 16 recap, and as well, the quarterfinal prediction. The Champions League is coming down to the wire. There are 8 teams left, but who are those teams? We're going to be recapping the Round of 16. So let's hop into things. I was 7 for 8 on my predictions, and the one match I missed was Sporting versus Bodo Glimt. The first leg, Bodo Glimt won 3-0. They had it in the bag, but then it went to Portugal, and Sporting won 5-0 to win 5-3 on aggregate. Bodo Glimt absolutely bottled it, but what a Cinderella run they had. And looking at the quarterfinals, you have such big clubs, and then you have Sporting. So yeah, they're definitely a dark horse. Moving on to PSG versus Chelsea. This was a clear-cut PSG win, 8-2 on aggregate. The first leg ended 5-2, and the second leg ended 3-0. 2 wins for PSG. It was easy for them. You know, this in the Champions League, you'll see the Premier League sides did not do the best. One of them, 2 of them made it to the quarters. Real Madrid versus Manchester City ended in a 5-1 victory for Real Madrid. This was one of the most anticipated matches of the round of 16. And every year this happened. Last year it happened in the playoffs. So next year, Real Madrid versus Man City final, I guess. But Real Madrid won the first leg 3-0. Federico Valverde was cooking, and they won the second leg 2-1. Arsenal versus Leverkusen. First leg ended 1-1, but the second leg, 2-0 victory in Arsenal as they take the victory 3-1. The first leg, they were the only team from the Premier League to even get something. Every other team lost, they drew, and then of course they won at home to make it. They were the number 1 seed. They're the best team in the world right now, specifically. But maybe they win. We'll see. Atletico versus Spurs. Atletico got the win 7-5. First leg in Atletico was a 5-2 victory. The second leg in Tottenham, London, the Spurs actually won 3-2, but it was not enough, and Atletico was able to hold on for the win. And yeah, Atletico is going to be a sneaky team. They might do big in the quarterfinals. In the final, next matchup is Barcelona versus Newcastle. First leg ended 1-1. But the second leg was absolute domination, 7-2 Barcelona victory as they beat Newcastle on aggregate 8-3. Liverpool versus Galatasaray. This was a weird one. Galatasaray won at home 1-0, but Liverpool won the second leg 4-0. Absolute domination. And yeah, they deserve that win, and they're going to be moving on to the quarterfinals along with Arsenal. And the final matchup of the round of 16 was Bayern versus Atalanta. First leg, 6-1 victory for Bayern. Domination. Second leg, 4-1 victory for Bayern. Domination. 10-2 on aggregate. Bayern are the best team in Germany and one of the best teams in Europe. They might be a sneaky contender for winning the Champions League. But now we're on to the quarterfinal predictions. Madrid versus Bayern. This is a humongous matchup. Real Madrid, the biggest team in the world, who won the Champions League 2 years ago. But ever since Kylian Mbappe arrived, they've been sort of struggling to get far in the Champions League. But now they're facing off against Bayern Munich, who last year in the quarterfinals was knocked out by a final team in Inter. Will they get knocked out this year? Well, I think in the first leg, Bayern wins it 2-1 in the Santiago Bernabeu, and then at home in Germany, Bayern wins 3-0 with a great performance by Harry Kane, Michael Olise, and Luis Diaz, as Bayern go to the semifinal 5-1 on aggregate. Arsenal versus Sporting. Arsenal are getting another cheap matchup. Sporting barely knocked out Bodo Glimt. It took a 5-0 victory for them to get it. But they made it, and now they're facing off against Arsenal. I think this is going to be domination. Arsenal wins the first leg in Portugal 4-1, and at home they win 6-0. 10-1 on aggregate. Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. This is a big matchup. Two of the best La Liga sides colliding in a Barcelona-Atletico derby. The first leg is going to be in Atletico, but I don't think there's going to be that much of a home advantage because they're both in Spain in the Champions League, so it's kind of something that won't be happening. The first leg, I think Barcelona walks out 3-2. They barely get a win to maybe like an 80 to 90 minute equalizer or winning goal as they walk out victorious. And the second leg, back in Barcelona, I think it's going to be a very high-scoring matchup. Barcelona wins 5-4 as they win on aggregate 8-6. As PSG now faces Liverpool. This is another big matchup. Last year's winners facing off against last year's Prem winners. Liverpool, Mo Salah's leaving at the end of the season. They're not doing the best. They're not even going to make Champions League in the Premier League at this rate. So they need to win this. The first leg, I think PSG walks out 5-2 victory in Paris. But for the second leg in Liverpool wins 6-4. High-scoring matches. As on aggregate, PSG wins 9-8. Absolutely star-studded. Liverpool gets 2 in the first and 6 in the second. And PSG gets 5 in the first and 4 in the second. Massive amounts of goals. 5-1 Bayern. Arsenal 10-1. Barcelona 8-6. And PSG 9-8. But that makes our semifinals. Bayern Munich, the best team in Germany. Arsenal, the best team in England. Barcelona, the best team in Spain. And PSG, the best team in Liga. We're going to have to see if Lyon wins that title. But this semifinals would be humongous. But I'll see you next time. This has been Tiki Taka Talk.